What's up, everybody? How you doing? It is about 7 p.m. out here in Salem, Texas. Through New Mexico is where I am now, going north to Colorado, to Denver. The weather's not bad out here because I'm in the Southwest. I've heard it's pretty bad back east. But I made out pretty good. I made out pretty good because Friday I picked up, oh no, Thursday night I picked up a load. Thursday night was a perfect storm in a bad way. The shippers were late. The receivers were late. This happens sometimes as a truck driver. So Thursday was supposed to be a relatively normal day in that I drop off in the morning, I go pick up another load. This was around Dallas area. Go pick up another load about 100 miles away, strap it, and head to Denver, which I could have made it the next day. It's about a 9-hour drive, maybe. Anyways, from Dallas. But anyway, but the shipper, the receiver that I took the load to in south part of Dallas area was slow. Took forever. And when I finally finished with them, I got to the shipper 100 miles away. They were slow and messed everything up. And on top of that, it says right on the paperwork, right on the rate confirmation, as they call it, no tarp required. Little did you know. So I get there, it's already like 6 p.m. Thursday night. I'm starting to stress out because I'm like, I need to get to Denver. Oh my goodness. This is going to be nonstop driving. So anyway, the loader that's loading me with this, like 40,000 pounds, he says, oh, this definitely needs tarp. I'm like, but it says no tarp on here. He says, I don't know who wrote that or who typed that or whatever. This load needs tarp or you ain't leaving here. And I don't know if you guys know, but tarping is okay if you have ample time. If you have plenty of time to do it, it's okay. It's hard work. Tarping is hard work. They're dirty tarps. Even a brand new tarp is dirty. It's going to make you black. It's going to put like black chalky stuff all over you because you got to put your whole body into picking them things up. They're like close to 100 pounds each. They're about that much. I think they're more than that, some of them. But anyways, yeah, they're heavy. And you got to get it up on top there, and then you got to unroll it and make sure it's tight. Because it's got to be tight when you're rolling down the highway. It's got to be tight. Because, the wind's blowing. You're driving 70 miles an hour. You look back and you see your tarp flapping. You didn't do a good job. And it's got to be tight. So tarping takes me, anyways, about 3 hours just tarping alone. Because I do a good job with it. I got to do a good job with it. So tarping is a pain in the Rumpelstiltskin. It's a pain in the butt. But you got to do what you got to do. But they said they were like, yeah, you got to tarp this load. I was like, okay. So the perfect storm was hitting. I'm like, and sure enough, I did it. I tarped. I was like, oh gosh. It was a pain in the butt. I'm tired. I'm not young anymore. But I do it, And it was 8:30, 9 o'clock by the time I finished. I'm like, I'm defeated. I'm feeling defeated by this point. I'm like, how am I going to make it all the way to Denver the next morning? I'm not going to do it. So I found a place to park my truck. I said, F it. I found a place to park my truck, and I texted the dispatch. I said, dude, it said on the paperwork we didn't need tarp, but they said I had to tarp it. What's up with that? And the shipper took a long time. The receiver took a long time. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm not a young 25, 35-year-old that could just defy, logic and just drive. So I'm sleeping. I told him I'm sleeping. I was thinking, oh man, I'm going to lose this job probably. Well, I didn't think I was going to lose the job, but I thought, well, then they're probably not going to think highly of me, because sometimes they want you to run hard even when you're tired, which is not safe, obviously. And I'm not running my body into the ground. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not doing that. I have plans to see my children. I got young kids now. I got older kids from before, but I got young kids also, and I plan on seeing them, maybe into their 20s or maybe, something like that. I plan on being in their life. If I run my life down, doing all this driving, hard to say. You know what I'm saying? So I just slept. I said, forget it. I'm a loyal guy. I work hard for people that I run for, but hey, I got to take care of myself first. And you guys would probably not know unless you're a truck driver, but sitting here like this for hours and hours and hours and hours on end, man, my butt is flat. I used to, I know that's TMI. I used to have a round butt. Muscular. I mean, it's still muscular, but it gets flat when you drive and sit like this all the time. But anyways, yeah, it's tough sitting like this for a long time. So, so here's the deal. So they, and also my pay wasn't right. I mean, talk about a perfect storm. So it said no tarp on the paper. I was like, yes, no tarp. That means I'll get out of here in an hour. I'll strap it down tight. In an hour, I'll be gone. But you have to add tarp on there. You add 3 more hours. You talk about defeating. Talk about wanting to give up. And so anyways, and then on top of that, it was Thursday night, which when we get our pay statements, they send the pay statements on Thursday night. So my pay wasn't right for the first time. I mean, I've only been with this company for like, let's see, a month. So anyway, man, talk about stress. I mean, there's no other reason why you out here working 24/7 every day, living on the truck. There's no other reason to sacrifice than what? That's right, get that money. For what reason? So you got things to take care of, people to do, things to go, things to do, people to see, places to go. You got aspirations. Need that money. So anyways, the pay wasn't right. Right in the middle of me finding out that I had the tarp was right at the same time. And right in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Denver, 9 hours. It's already late afternoon. They want me there by Friday during the morning sometime. And then I look at my pay statement. I see my mail. I mean on my phone it pops up. The pay statement pops up in the email. So I look at it. Oh my goodness! Talk about a triple whammy, perfect storm, stress. I was like, no. So right when I'm doing all this stuff, my stress is overloading. I called the owner of the company. I was like, hey, something's not right here. Okay, David, no problem, buddy. We'll look at it. We'll look at it. So I was like, okay. But he didn't call me back. And I knew I had to start tarping right then. Man, I was feeling down. And he didn't call me back, which meant to me, he don't see a problem with it. So I was like, what the? So, I mean, all different angles are trying to hit me Thursday night. So I finally get done tarping. It's dark, it's late, it's 9 p.m. Nobody else is around but me. And I find a place to park. I say, forget it. And I text them. I text the dispatch. It's like, I'm sleeping. I got to sleep. And next morning, they text me back or call me and say, okay, no biggie, no biggie. We rescheduled it. We rescheduled it from tomorrow morning, which was Friday morning, to Monday morning. I was like, okay, that's good. Because I was on my way, actually. I was on my way to Denver, but I knew I wasn't going to make it to Denver by at least 5 p.m. Friday afternoon. And I knew because I slept. You know I did. And they said, no, don't worry about it. Friday, you ain't got to take it there Friday. You will deliver on Monday morning. I said, okay, cool. So I had all weekend to chill. I had all weekend. Yes, I was a happy camper. I found me a Walmart there around Amarillo, Texas, somewhere, sort of in the, not in Amarillo, out in the sort of countryside, but found me a Walmart parking lot back behind on the back there. Man, I was a happy camper. I went in there, got some, all the stuff that I've been looking for, because at the truck stops, you don't find a lot of things that you really need. And you do find stuff in there a little bit to this and that, but it's way overpriced. Way overpriced. So the good thing about truck stops, mainly I use Love's because, I use Love's so you can rack up points. You can rack up points in any of them, but this, the guy that owns this particular truck, he pays for the fuel. And any breakdowns they pay for, so unless I mess it up. If I do something and mess up the truck, then I gotta pay for it. But he pays for the fuel, so he lets me use his fuel card. I mean, it's basically his number, his fuel number. So when I go to Love's and fuel up, yeah, I get a lot of points, so I can use them points. That's a good thing about Love's and truck stops. But this time around, I stopped in at Walmart. Finally got my my AirPods. I got the new ones. So I'm a happy camper because I have been going through so many AirPods in the last, I wouldn't say so many. I'd say in the last 5 or 6 years, I went through a few pairs. Lost one of them, and then the other one just died out after using it every day all the time. So I invested in the best ones this time. These should be hardcore. The noise cancellation is above and beyond. I can't even hear this truck rumbling right now. But anyway, so yeah, I did that. I got out. I need to stay healthy. I got to stay healthy. So I went in there and I got a bunch of fruits, a bunch of healthy stuff. You know, I got a lot of healthy stuff. Olive oil, the best olive oil. I got the best of everything that I could get. Because a tablespoon of olive oil every day, just straight, is good. You don't got time to make salads. You can't really make salads and stuff like that. Yeah, if I buy a salad at the truck stop, I could pour the olive oil on top of it. Yes, but olive oil. I got apple cider vinegar, the best kind, the best, with honey already mixed into it. I could have got honey separately, but I got it mixed in there, so a little swig of that. But don't swig it straight because it'll hurt the enamel on your teeth, obviously. Anyways, I got a bunch of health stuff. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff because, you know, it's just the way it is. I've always been sort of a health nut. But, yeah, so just cut to the chase. I got a bunch of stuff. Spent a lot of money at Walmart, but it was needed stuff. It was needed. It wasn't like I spent a lot of money at the truck stop and it's, you know, it's gone the next day. This stuff that I spent will last me, you know. So, yep, I spent a nice relaxing weekend. Let's see, I got to Walmart Friday afternoon, Friday after lunch, like noon. Stayed there all the way until earlier today. So 48 hours I sat there. Just chilled, you know. Wrote down some stuff in a notebook. There's a lot of stuff that I got to handle, a lot of stuff that I got to tackle, a lot of stuff that I got to meet head on, you know. No more. I mean, traumatization and a little bit of depression, a little bit of PTSD, all of that stuff can take a toll on you. after you've been through a lot with divorce and everything and stuff that you just never imagined would have happened, you know. But yeah, it happens, and then you start like not wanting to open envelopes and bills, this and that. It's just you lose hope, and when you start losing hope in your life, what is the meaning of anything if you don't have hope? I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel. Maybe people can operate with no hope. Maybe they're able to operate with no hope in life, but I don't see how they could. At least I don't see how I could. I know I can't. If I don't have any hope in life at all, what purpose is there of life, you know? Okay, maybe I could substitute that hope, or that I could put in place of lack of hope. I could do drugs or something, you know. Of course I don't do that. Of course I don't do anything illegal, or just alcohol or whatever to take the place of hope. I mean, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm hitting things head on. Yep, hitting things head on. You guys probably don't know what I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you know what happened with... I'm not going to get into it, because when I put stuff like that on social media, somehow it gets back to me like, oh, you got to be careful what you say, David. You got to be careful. I mean, I'm not hiding anything. Why should I have to hide anything? Why should I have to hide anything? I'm a person with good morals, responsible, respectful, give back to society type, love people, love God and love people type of guy. You know, I'm not out here ranting and raving and, you know. So basically, I'm not going to talk about my personal, what's going on with, I won't even say with who, because if I say with who, it might get back to me. It's crazy how that works. It did before. I just basically told the truth without complaining, without ranting and raving and being negative. I just told the truth. But it got back to me like, oh, I'm gonna take him to court or something like that. So I'm not gonna talk the truth. I'm just not gonna. I am gonna talk the truth, but I'm not gonna say things that I. Unfortunately, I know you guys want to hear these things, but you can't. Yeah. So anyways, so what I'm saying is I wrote some things down in the notebook, things that I got to do. I used to be that way back in the day. I wrote everything down in my little journals and this is what I got to do. I was always, taking care of things. But as of the last 6 or 7 years, yeah, it's been tough. It's been really rough, but I got a lot to be thankful for. Remember, it's all relative. I know I always say it, the cup is either half full or half empty. And that's how you look at it, you know. And hope, my goodness, hope is deep. Hope runs deep. When you got hope, you got a basis to start with. But without hope, I don't know how there's even a foundation to stand on. So at least I do have hope, yes, and I know that God is with me. And I'm headed to Denver. It's Sunday night. I should arrive there probably about 11 p.m. Find the place that I'm supposed to go. Of course, there'll be nobody there. That's fine. Hopefully, I can park there overnight. That's the problem. That is the challenge. Because you just don't know. Something electric or something like right there in Denver. I saw a parking lot on the map, on the GPS, Google Maps or whatever. But I'm not sure if you're able to park there. I saw something that said no overnight parking, but it didn't say no. I think it was just a generic thing, because sometimes... Anyway, we'll find out once I get there at 11 p.m. But, yep, things are good. Things are good. For the long term, for the short term, for the long term. The reason things are good is because I'm proactively attacking, for lack of a better word. I'm proactively leaning into it, looking at it, paying attention to it, hitting it straight head on, you know. That's what you got to do. especially when things, and it gets hard when things get so out of hand and just you stop doing things for a few years, and then you got to try to catch back up. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing, driving, heading to Denver. From that point, that's going to be tight for tomorrow. The weekends are good a lot of the time, which is lets me relax a little bit. But for tomorrow, it's going to be tight because I got to be there, got to unload, got to untarp. You guys can't see the tarp back there because it's dark, but got to take that tarp off. All of that stuff takes a couple hours at least. So I just, yeah, you know, I can't stress it enough to my dispatch. You need to understand this. You know, he has all this stuff lined up for me, but he needs to understand I'm in my 63rd year of life. I don't bounce around like a lot of the youngsters do, you know. When I was 25, 35, even 45, even 55, I was bouncing around pretty good. But I still, you know, I still get around pretty quick though. But it takes me a couple hours to do this stuff, so yeah, so they got me lined up to head up to Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is another like 100 miles or so from Denver, hour and a half drive. And the window is 10 to 11. See, I mean, are you thinking? I hope so. That's what I told the dispatch. You've made the window 10 to 11 a.m. You need a buffer. You need a little bit of a buffer. But we got a tight schedule. Well, you need a little bit of buffer. We got to meet halfway. Because say these people in Denver don't even open until 8 a.m. And then you add 2 hours onto that. It's already 10 a.m. in Denver. Are you thinking? That's what I didn't talk like that, but that's, you know, I said it respectfully. You need to think about these things. Well, what time can you get there? Man, use your head, bro. It's not rocket science. I mean, my 10-year-old son Nathaniel could figure that out. If I get there at 8, I mean, if they start unloading me at 8, but first, before they start unloading me, they got to look and make sure there's a tarp on it. If I take the tarp out before I get there, they will refuse to load. So anyway, start taking the tarp off at 8 o'clock. Duh. 10 o'clock. Unload me. 20, 30 minutes later, take off at 10:30. Hour and a half drive. I'm getting there at noon. Oh, I see. Come on, man. Use your head, bro. You're the dispatch. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. And then from there, they got me picking up a load in Cheyenne, another 80-foot rail. One of them long ones, oversized load, which is okay, but they got me going to Illinois. Okay, so Illinois, you think, is far from Cheyenne, Wyoming. It just seems that way. But they said loaded miles is only, what was it? Like 900 miles. I thought it was way more than that. Well, I mean, just the sound of it to me, Wyoming to Illinois, to me sounds like thousands of miles or 1,500 miles or more. But it's like close to St. Louis, I guess. So anyways, so that's doable. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We'll see. When I get there, I get there. I'll do my best. I'm not lazy. I don't stop up and have smoke breaks. You know, I don't stop off and casually do this and that. I run hard, but I run healthy hard. So yeah, you know, and I don't stop a lot for pee breaks either. I've been blessed with that. You know, I've been with drivers that had to stop like every hour and a half. Like, stop! I gotta go pee. I mean, I know we're all made differently, but I'm sure glad I'm not like that. Because that would be a pain in the butt having to stop all the time. When I wake up in the morning, I pee very healthily every morning, just like my son Nathaniel. Yep. But from that point forward, I'm good for, you know, for a few hours. But so that's what we got going on, and we'll see what this week brings. It's good hearing from you guys. We'll talk to you again soon. Over and out.